Advent Day 4 here, and we're looking at the genealogy of Jesus in the book of Matthew, and we're asking God as we look through the story of God's faithfulness in Jesus' line and how he's preserved that line so that the Messiah would come. We're asking God to prepare our hearts for Christmas season, and Advent is the arriving or coming of Jesus. That's what it means. And so in the Advent season, we're saying, Lord, prepare our hearts for Christmas as we look back at the first coming of Jesus, but always looking forward to his second coming. So we're in the book of Matthew, of course, and we know that Jesus is a son of Abraham. He's in the line of Isaac. He's in the line of Jacob, and Jacob's name was changed to Israel, and he has a son. One of his sons is Judah, and we know that Jesus is the lion from the tribe of Judah, and we know that Judah didn't really do a great job and wasn't really faithful in many ways, and there was Tamar, his daughter-in-law, and she had to do some interesting things that, again, we talked about yesterday to make sure that she would have a child, and God used that to make sure that Jesus' line would continue. So let's pick up in Matthew chapter 1, verse 4 today. And Ram, the father of Amminadab, and Amminadab, the father of Nahshon, and Nahshon, the father of Salmon, and Salmon, the father of Boaz, by Rahab. Where's Rahab come in? Well, Rahab, if you'll know, was not part of God's people. Joshua was leading God's people into the promised land, and so she would have been somebody that was worshiping other gods and a part of other people. Well, she heard the stories about God. God revealed himself to her, and she had faith in God. So when the spies came, she hid the spies from her people because she was trusting in God. So part of what she wanted to do was become part of God's people, her and her family. So Joshua and the others honored that, and when they came in and took over, they didn't kill her or her family, and she becomes a part of God's people. So what I want to point out to you there is Salmon. His name is just, okay, it's in here, but whatever. But what's interesting is he would have been part of those who went in with Joshua, and then he ends up marrying Rahab. Not even one of the Israelites, but he marries her because she becomes part of God's people. And that's going to be part of Jesus' line. So in faith, even though she wasn't a part of God's people, she believed in God and became a part of God's people. And isn't that for all of us? Not part of God's family. We believe in the promises of God. We believe in Jesus, and we become a part of God's family. Have a great day today.